Malcolm X.
Abefe?
Hi, Daddy Freeze.
Go
Thank
ahead.
you so much. It's
Hand over to you.
Thank you, Daddy Freeze. It's just 6 a.m. here. I'm joining the show from Australia. Hi, everyone. My name is Abefe. I just want to start from, I just wanted to touch, I don't know if I should touch on a few things you mentioned, but I'll just start from here. So I think we Africans, I say we Nigerians most especially, our parents, we are our parents' retirement plan. When they're getting old, their entire plan for the rest of their life is on us. And that's why we see parents who go above and beyond to give you the basic, give you the minimum education or whatever it is they can, for parents who believe that education, is a fix-it for everything. So Baba Mohbad, being, acting the way he is right now, I cannot 100% fault him for wanting a part of his son's wealth, but I fault him for throwing his son's wife and the child under the bus. So I don't have a problem with our parents.
God bless you, Abefe. Clap for yourself. Abefe, please. You have
I really don't have a problem
with I told you she's Malcolm X.
I really don't have a problem with my mother making me a retirement plan, especially if she's done giving at least something to make me who I am. She would expect that, okay, I have a daughter who's going to take care of me and all of that, which is fair. But the actions are what we're speaking against. We do not have a problem with Baba Mohbad wanting a DNA. However, what is the rationale behind this request? Now, I had the opportunity to speak to someone who is very close to Baba Mohbad, and I said, how did we come about this DNA? And they said it took a social media blogger whose name I honestly do not want to mention. And this social media blogger was the one who questioned the paternity of this child. Now, the day this social media blogger came online to question the paternity of the child, about a week later, we saw him in an interview with someone who is Mohbad's sworn enemy, with a friend who Mohbad then eventually chucked in the bin because this friend had betrayed him and he had figured this friend out. Who is the friend? Maisi. Now, this Maisi's girlfriend is the same person who recorded that recording where Mohbad was saying certain things to me. Now, why was that recording recorded? Now, we know that at one point in Mohbad's life, he had what we call a drug-induced psychosis. We believe that Mohbad had, came in contact with drugs from the Malian's place that just his body could not take. And that then automatically pushed him into having temporary psychosis for a period of time. Now, we also heard, how do I know that he had a drug-induced psychosis? Now, Naira Marley himself, in an interview or on his page, said that Mohbad was forgetting his lyrics, he was forgetting the password to his phone, he was forgetting the basic things that he uses on a daily basis. He also said that, Yoko Mama Soro, out of points. What is that? Psychosis. His wife also said, oh yeah, he would be hearing voices, he would think people are after him, he would be scared, he couldn't sleep, paranoid. Yes, yeah, he was having paranoia, it was this, it was that. All of this can be drug induced. Now, I don't want to put all of this on drugs alone. I want to tell the public, why are we after the Malians? Why are we mentioning the Malians? Now, my question is, we have several videos of Naira Marley being, Mohbad being bashed. We're not saying Naira Marley was there on the day that he died or Naira Marley was the one who gave him the injection. No, we're saying, why was he beaten so much? We had interviews of Mohbad himself saying that, the industry, I have all the recordings if you want me to play them. So we have a video of Mohbad saying that, oh, the record label that I was with, they were calling show promoters and they were sabotaging my jobs. Show promoters were not giving me job because of the industry cabals that I fell out with. That's number one. Secondly, we have at least more than 10 videos of him getting bashed. We have videos of Sam Larry trying to flog him. We've heard that at one time at a Legacy beach, they almost lynched him and his wife. His wife said we were being chased with guns. His wife said we had to run for our lives. His wife said, even in pregnancy, I had to literally, there was a time we were coming from somewhere and we were being chased. By who? By the industry cabals. This is our questions to the Malians. What did he do so bad? What did he do so wrong that you guys made life hell for him? Wunmi made a statement and said, my husband was already dead before his actual pie. Now, let's look at that. What does that mean? It means that this boy had no essence. It means that she said, oh, he couldn't sleep. We know that Mohbad was hypertensive. What brought all of these health concerns? All of it is centered around the Malians. So the Malians may not have been there the day within 48 hours of this boy's spy, but we are saying that the Malians have questions to answer. Like when he broke out of the record label, what then happened? What was the issue with Naira Marley and Mohbad? Now, what was the issue with Sam Larry and Mohbad? Why were they like after him? What did he do? So it's not okay to say, me, I don't know anything about his spy. It's not okay to say that because Nigerians are asking questions. What actually happened? Come out and give us answers. Something must have happened. Now, when Mohbad died, first, a few things that just I still cannot comprehend, and this is why I'm against Baba Mohbad even asking for DNA in the first place. The first thing is, now your son died. You said as soon as you walked into the house. Now, I'll start from the beginning. Baba Mohbad said when his wife called him and said, they said something is wrong with your son, let's go. Baba Mohbad said when he met with his wife, he said to the wife, there's a clause there. Was it like after money and then he cried, or was it that he did something that then led to him, leaving the world the way he did? Now, when they left and they got to the house, Baba Mohbad said when he got to the house, there were over 100 people outside and inside the house. However, as soon as a father who you already have the hunch that your son is no more, get into his house and you see this crowd of people, I think the first thing, like so I'd expect that the first thing the father would ask is, where is my son? However, Baba Mohbad said as soon as he got to the house, he left the entire crowd outside and inside the house. He left the body of Mohbad that was lying just by the staircase, because before Baba Mohbad could climb the staircase to go upstairs, they said Mohbad was laid just next to the staircase. So he left the body of his son and he went upstairs into the staircase. When he was asked why he went upstairs, Baba Mohbad said, because me and my son, we always meet upstairs. So I went upstairs to look for my son. But you already have a hunch. You already know from the get-go that your son is no more. The moment you got to the son's house, you saw the crowd outside. You could have asked, where is my son? Take me to my son. However, he didn't ask. He walked in and he went upstairs into the bedroom upstairs. Now, we know, we cannot confirm this, but we've heard that the day that Mohbad died, all of his jewelry got missing, including that of his wife. And all of these things are kept in it. It's mere speculations. We do not know. Now, after that happened, they did all the, walking and here and there, taking here, taking there, and they did all of that. My second question to the general public, the people who are like trying to nail Wunmi so bad, is Mohbad is 6'2". However, he was forced into a 5'11" casket. And we have questioned, why you all are shouting DNA, DNA? Why are you not questioning who broke Mohbad's neck? Mr. Daddy Freeze, we know the composition stages. We know that when someone cries, there's a certain hours the body gets stiffened. We know when the body begins.
Called the rigor mortis.
The rigor mortis stage. Thank you. Now, when so Mohbad was, according to Baba, he was in the mortuary the night before the morning, and then it was put in a casket and taken to Ikorodu to bury him. However, the casket that was given to Mohbad is undersized, and we have asked who broke Mohbad's neck. Now, when we all saw that video, it threw us all off balance. I feel like every parent that saw that video, that sight of Mohbad, the day that he was being buried, would have shed a tear or two. So when we saw that, we then began to question who was there, and we called out someone called Darosha. Darosha is Mohbad's cousin, is Mohbad's mother's younger brother. Who is also his PA or something, I don't know, he's also part of his Mohbad's team. So when we started calling Darosha out, because then Baba Mohbad said when the video gave them 2 million naira, it was Darosha who he handed the money to, and then all of that hula. Anyway, so we then questioned, Darosha, you are the Baba Isinku. First of all, when Mohbad died, Baba Mohbad came out with this narrative of, they embalmed my son without me knowing. They embalmed my son without my knowledge. Who embalmed the son? Darosha, not even Wunmi. She's only 25. That was all Darosha's doing. Now, after that, we then questioned, Darosha, you were the one who embalmed this boy locally. You were the one who they gave the 2 million naira to take care of the burial. What happened after you took Mohbad's body to the morgue? What then kilo shele from there? And then in one of Darosha's updates, I have it. Darosha then said, the entire family were there when we put him in the casket, and they did not have a problem with it. Darosha said the only person that wasn't there is Mohbad's mom. And from our investigation, we also know that Wunmi wasn't there. So it means that Baba Mohbad would have been there or would have seen him in the casket like that. That's number one. Baba Mohbad to this date has not debunked that. Secondly, who gave him that white clothes that he wore? Who made that clothes? We need to know. Now, that is freeze. After they buried Mohbad and we all saw that soul site and the world started crying. Pardon?
Who dressed him up?
We still do not know to date. We're just going by speculations. We still do not know who dressed him up and who broke his neck. Now, when an interview was carried out at Baba Mohbad's house, some of the people who went with their phones and cameras, they then asked, Baba Mohbad, How come? What happened to your son's neck? Baba Mohbad's girlfriend or his wife, Iyalolade, we have the video. Iyalolade then said, kò sí nǹkan tó ṣe, àwọn pastor wa ló fi anointing oil then became sledgehammer that broke Mohbad's neck, because she said, àwọn pastor wa ló fi anointing oil sí lọ́rùn, ọrùn yẹn wá lọ sẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́. Láàárọ̀ yẹn tó fẹ́ sin pastor ló fi anointing oil sí lọ́rùn, anointing oil wá ọrùn yẹn wá ṣe sẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ torí ẹ̀ ni. And the guy who did the casket, they called Heavenly Casket or something like that. The guy wrote a statement and said, when we went to storm his page and like we called him out, like, why did you give Mohbad a 5'11" casket? Why did you give him an undersized casket? He then said, well, I told the parents that this is the size that we have on ground, and they were happy with it. He said that in his comment section. So in Lobe, number one, you're asking for a DNA, but you haven't still till today, you haven't told us who carried that act, who broke his neck. That aside, Baba Mohbad has been going to several bloggers to solicit for funds because, of course, it's cool, and they are saying, oh, what Mohbad didn't do, we will do, we'll fulfill all of Mohbad's responsibilities to you and all of that, which is fair enough, it's fine. Like, we're not saying that, of course, Wunmi has people who are supporting her. We also think Baba Mohbad also needs support because he's just lost the child. Mohbad, 27 years is no joke. So we honestly do sympathize with him. However, we feel like these people who claim to be Baba Mohbad supporters are the reason we're here we are now. They've seen that this man is greedy and they're feeding into that greed. Now, why did Wunmi call out for help? Daddy Freeze, this is not the first time that Wunmi's son has been cursed. Let me tell you the despicable things that has been said. One of it is that they should put Liam under a truck. They put a chair to stop the car from moving, and the car should just drive on top of him and just spy the boy. I have the recording here. I know it's too much. If you guys want to hear it, I'm happy to play. There's another one where they said, well, like, they swear to God, this boy will not reach the age of 1. Why? Because they said, oh, because it's because of this boy they buy Mohbad. They've not given this boy a father at all. They've given him about 5 fathers. One, they said, is one of Mohbad's friend. They said is Sam Larry. They said it's Oba Elegushi. They said it's this. They said it's that. All of this. Why are they doing this? And who are the people doing this? These are Baba Mohbad supporters. These are the same people who have used their platform to raise funds for Baba Mohbad. These are people who Baba Mohbad has called on their show. So Baba Mohbad knows about these things. One of Baba Mohbad's blogger, while all of this was going on, said, because Mohbad's younger brother, Adura, chose to stand by Wunmi. He lived with Wunmi in that house. Wunmi is not good, but she allowed her younger brother live with her. Wunmi Oda, she let her husband's friends live with them. There were more than 10 people living in that house. And Wunmi said, this is the first time myself and Mohbad are actually having a home, a place we can call our home. We've never had a home. We've had to go from pillar to post. We've had to sleep from here to here for 10 good years. For 10 good years. Now, while Baba Mohbad was doing all of this and Adura chose to stand by his late brother's child, one of Baba Mohbad's blogger then came online and said, well, Baba Mohbad actually would be happy if it was you, Adura, Dakpai, and not Mohbad. And please, you guys, make it make sense. How are you supporting someone and you're coming online to say, this same blogger has cursed Mohbad's mother severally, cursed Adura severally. This blogger is constantly bashing Wunmi on social media. They've called out all sorts of names. These are the people pushing this narrative, and you need to come and see them on TikTok. I know that social media is toxic. I know that we people can be like, we can be a lot and we can make things up, but you really need to see the kind of hate that these people are pushing on this young girl. And what has she done? Why is she quiet? Why hasn't she done the DNA? Let me go to the DNA part. It's very easy, but one thing that I said from the beginning, I said Baba got it wrong, and I blame Mohbad's friends, his frenemies, and I blame social media. Why? If when this happened, Baba Mohbad picked this girl and the son and put them on a round table, Otishele, Mohbad is cool, but Omoku. Mohbad is gone, but at least his son is here. He's left himself. What Mohbad could not do, you, his wife, you, his son, I believe that you guys are enough for me. What are we going to do? Come to the round table and discuss justice. What do you know about the Malians? This. Bear in mind that the moment Mohbad died, in less than 24 hours, Baba Mohbad came on and said, hey, our Malians won't fear Julo, honey. Baba Mohbad, why do you feel the need to come out and defend the people who bashed your son for 2 years? You should have just kept quiet. All Wunmi said was, they've killed this, they've pied this nigga. They've pied this nigga. Do you get what I mean? So then what we then said was, why did Baba Mohbad actually feel the need to come online to do that? Okay, Call her to a round table. What has happened. It's our loss. It's painful. And I know that you've been a young girl, but I'm here for you. I'll support you. I'll do everything. However, this DNA issue that they're talking about upcoming, let's just do it to just give the public, and so that they can take this off, so that this DNA issue does not come and disrupt this justice process. We need justice. We need to get answers for what Pai Mohbad. Baba did not do that. So he took it to public. He brought it to public. He came public to bash her and say, oh, she spikes Mohbad's noodles and Mohbad will sleep and she will go out and sleep. What are you suggesting? You're saying she's promiscuous. You're saying she sleeps around. He said she's an Olosho. My son never married her. Baba even went as far as saying, yes, my son did not name him Liam, because Liam is an Islamic name. Liam is not an Islamic name. It's an Irish name. And all of this, Baba did that. So when this happened, I'm going to talk about the DNA and the Falaners. Now, before Mohbad died, before he died, he had gone to the Falaners to explain everything happening with him, with the industry cabals. The Falaners have already said, okay, we're going to help you get all your royalties and we'll get you resolve this drama. However, the next appointment that was booked for Mohbad to see the Falaners, he probably didn't attend. So as soon as Mohbad died and Wunmi then saw that Baba was already going to public to push this narrative and making this whole thing about her, she then ran to the Falaners and they then said, okay, we'll take up this case on behalf of your family, not on behalf of Wunmi, on behalf of the family. The Falaners released a statement and said they reached out to Baba to say, Baba, we want to take on your case pro bono. We're going to represent your family. I'm going to help you get justice. Baba didn't want that. Baba said he wanted his own lawyers, or didn't even like whatever that is. Now, as soon as that happened, the Falaners then said, okay, well, fine. We will then represent the wife and the child. Because of this, they've bashed the Falaners. I just want to say massive thank you to the Falaners, because the way they've like thrown dirt on this man's name is enough for him to say, you know what? But he's standing by this young widow because, to be honest, he has no one. And the people who are supporting Baba Mohbad are way more than the people supporting Wunmi. So now, since Baba has refused this support from this legal team, they're like, okay, we're going to stand by the wife and the child. And then Baba is on social media doing all of these things. And then people are here pushing this narrative of Wunmi Lokpai, Wunmi DNA is a must, DNA is a must. They now said, okay, because the way they've gone about asking for the DNA has now become defamatory to Wunmi's person. We're going to do the DNA, but Baba himself has to do the DNA, and Baba has to make arrangements for the DNA to be done at 3 different locations. And that's what we're waiting for. Now, since this statement was issued by the Falaners, Baba till this very moment has not done anything. We know that according to the Child Rights Act in Nigeria, it is only the father who has the right to request for a DNA. Now, in the absence of the father, there's a legal process you go through. The people are saying that we Nigerians are asking for a DNA. You Nigerians have no right to ask for a DNA. Even the Nigerian police have no right. If they have to request a DNA, they have to go through legal process. You have to go and get a court order for her to do a DNA. It's not enough to say, it's easy now. We may just take the child and go and do a DNA. It's not done like that, especially with somebody who you people are bashing, with someone who you people have spewed so much hate on. She can't even go out. On the 31st, she couldn't even go to church. She went to church and she had to run back home. So when you're saying go and do DNA, do we know how many of you are in the public that have, bashed Wunmi and that she just doesn't feel safe to go out? Anyway, now we've gotten to this point. You want to do a DNA. Baba, go and get a court order. One of Baba's supporters, I don't know her name, someone from TikTok, they went to court. They made an arrangement with Baba to meet Baba in court. The lawyer got to court just to go and get the court order. They started calling Baba Mohbad. They called him more than 100 times. Baba Mohbad did not pick up. They said, Baba, you don't have to pay. They are saying it's a court order that is stopping Wunmi from doing a DNA. We are here to pay for the court order. Baba, meet us in court. They got to court. They called Baba Mohbad over 1 million times. Baba Mohbad did not answer. This same supporter of Baba Mohbad came online to come and rake. That, Baba, what do you mean? You said, they said it's a court order that will give us the DNA. Let's do the DNA. Wunmi said, even up till now, she hasn't heard anything from Baba Mohbad. So it's like, Baba Mohbad is doing this in public to gain public sympathy and to extort the public. Because honestly, right now, it's becoming extortion. If you're coming to public to ask people to help me, while we Nigerians, and I will never understand Nigerians, you're all about Baba Mohbad. If this boy, this little 9-month-old boy or 6-month-old boy, if really this boy is Mohbad's son, I don't want to say shame on us, but we are failing Mohbad a second time. When he was being beaten and bashed and all of that, we could not lend him our voice. We could not come online to speak for him. He was saying all of this in his lyrics. He was saying, if you kill me, you don't have to kill me before you leave. You don't have to do this before you do this.
No, you don't have to cry me.
You don't have to cry me. He was saying this in his lyrics. He was calling for help. This boy cried for help. We did not hear him. He granted interviews and he repeated the same things he was saying in his lyrics, and we did not hear him. And now we are here. We're all going to sit back and watch this injustice happen to his son. I'm just going to play you just one recording where they said that Omoy, they will actually buy Omoy. I just want to play just this one. I won't play two. I'll play just this one.
I asked wait.
So this I have at least 6 or 7 of these videos. I have at least 6 or 7 of that video. That's just one out of many. That's one out of so many of these videos. And then I asked Nigerians, is the DNA, if the DNA comes out and this boy is Mohbad's son, would that result now tell you what's by Mohbad? Even the police in their statement have already tagged this thing to be medical negligence. Now, that if he's asked, oh yes, we're going to fault Mohbad for his spy because, you know, he himself, that if he's, why was Mohbad scared of the clinic, of the hospital, of going to, it's because, like we said, he already had this paranoia, and his wife said that he believed the Malians are everywhere. In his head, the Malians are everywhere. The Malians are watching him, so he wouldn't even go to the hospital. He even did that with his wife. She was pregnant and he wouldn't let her go to the hospital. She had to use Alagboa, local, you know, maternity, whatever they call them, because he was scared. For him, the Malians are everywhere. He said that he went to the doctors or something at one point, and they refused to treat him. And in his head, okay, it's the Malians who have said the doctors cannot treat me, because his head was already messed up. So there's so many things, you know, with saying DNA. Wunmi would have done the DNA if Baba did it the right way. But right now, Wunmi is scared. It's not easy to say, take the baby to Baba Mohbad and go and do the DNA. The result could be manipulated, because we already know the only reason Baba is doing it is because Baba doesn't want the son or the wife to get, you know, most of this boy's wealth. Because Baba already thinks in his head that, oh, Wunmi would then want to sit on everything. And she's not even a greedy person. She's not even that. She's not, at no point, in majority of the interactions that I've heard people have with me, she said, I don't even want, if they don't, I don't need it. I just want justice for my husband. And I want to just give a shout out to the guy whose voice was in this video, because this guy was also going by the things that he's heard on social media, by the hate that they spewed on him. And this guy made a bold step, because the conversation Osha played earlier was between this guy, Wunmi, and somebody else. And this guy then said, oh, I'm sorry that you had to go through this. Like, I didn't know this part. And the reason people
was that Abefe?
Abefe and Ayat. So it's the Ayat guy who then said, oh, Maku, or Makpai, and all of that. But the guy then stepped forward and said, I'm sorry that you had to go through this. The reason you're being nailed, and people are saying this about it, is because you've not come online to tell your side of the story. Why hasn't Wunmi come online? She'll be in contempt of court. People are saying, no, the case is not in court yet. What is Corona inquest? Is when they go and make inquiry, look into the case. When they look into that case, they will form an opinion and decide if this case then has to proceed to court. In this moment, Wunmi cannot come online to tell you people, give you people a timeline. Is Wunmi a suspect? No, she's not a suspect. However, she's a witness to the situation. How is she a witness? She is the only one that can give us a timeline of events. We went to the show. This happened. They fought. We left the show. We got home, and then when we got home, this happened, that happened. Only then can we now form an informed opinion on what has happened. Only then can the police and the state or whatever do a root cause analysis. From what she said, this is what we think has happened. This is what we think has happened. And then we can now come up and they can do their investigation and all that. But in my own honest opinion, I honestly think we are doing injustice to Mohbad's child. Most importantly, it's the child for me and it's the wife for me. She's only 25. Nigerians, just like think. Do your due diligence. Everything, all the answers you need are there on social media. TikTok is not Facebook, is not Instagram. On TikTok, if you go and type Wunmi Mohbad, you will see millions of videos. You would see lies and you see truth. Do your due diligence. Gather facts. Don't go by, oh, one person I like, one blogger I like is saying this, then that's the truth. Like, we need to think. You need to critically analyze things. When somebody says that thing is water, you have to check, is it water? Do you have to put it in your mouth first to know if it's water or not? By looking at it, you can tell, okay, this substance looks like water. The NDLA issue is another one. Mohbad said they gave me a substance to drink. He said when we were arrested, I was the only one that they let go. He said, but before they let me go, they gave me a substance to drink. He said, but and since I drank that thing, I've not been myself again. He said they left Zeno and the rest, but I was the only one that was asked to go. And he wrote a petition. Is that true? Where are the officers that attended Mohbad's property? The officers that arrested Mohbad? The officers that went there, we saw his wife standing in front of Crossfire and saying, kill me before you take my husband. I have to know where you're taking him or you kill me. Where are those officers that arrested Mohbad? They need to come out and give us a statement. They need to come and say, yes, we arrested him. He was given this substance or he wasn't given this substance. Till date, we have not heard anything from the NDLA. They've only said, yeah, we're looking into this. We don't know this. We don't know. But nothing is being said. So will it be a lie to say this is also the work of the industry cabals, or are the NDLAs also trying to cover up something? There's a video of Mohbad crying and saying they did this to me. The NDLA did this. So everyone should be held accountable. What do you know about this case? You have to come forward and say it. So we're not saying that the Malians are the ones who buy Mohbad, like, you know, they were there for 48 hours or 72 hours before Mohbad cried. But we are saying that what happened, the 2 years that you guys, tortured this guy, what did he do to deserve that? What exactly happened? Why were you sabotaging his job? And why were you calling promoters and telling them not to give him job? This is the questions we have to the Malians, not like people say, so they've been exonerated now because they were not there 72 hours leading to his spy. No. So that's like a very quick analysis. I know people are saying, oh yeah, you're talking too much. Yes, I'll talk a lot because we're talking about someone here. We're talking about somebody who could be lynched. Just last week, Wunmi cried for help and said, people are monitoring me, people are watching me. I saw a car outside my house. You know, people are like, I don't feel safe. This is what we Nigerians have done. It is all on us. We could not protect Mohbad. Now we cannot protect his wife and his child. When people come online to defend Wunmi, then, oh yes, they are like the same. And I'll say this, I say this again, because for me, I cannot relate to a woman crying her husband. Why? I cannot relate to it. So I cannot buy it. I cannot understand it that Wunmi has a hand in what cry her husband. Because
my belief is that anyone that thinks that perhaps it is what they can do themselves, that's why they feel it's normal for someone else to do that, because or it is normal to accuse someone of doing that, So it is really, because how did we move from they injected him, a sustained injury, to me being the buyer? If I can.
Okay. All right, guys. I want to just ask one more question from the public, and then because it's a very emotionally charged topic, I'm glad you ladies were able to share your opinions.
Thank you.
I'm also glad that even though this matter seems like it's quieting down, people still have Mohbad in their hearts. Those of you watching on TikTok, double click the screen, pop my money guns, or St. Joe's. So maybe we should round off if there's nobody else who wants to say anything. If there's nobody else who wants to say anything, we could just round off.
All right, Dad Freeze, thank you so much for having us.
You are most welcome. You are most welcome. And we'll continue to monitor.
Okay.
Okay. All right. You have a comment you want to make?
Oh yes. Well, Abefe, I've actually said a lot, and everybody has said a lot. Well, thank you, ladies. Yeah, you've done so well. And really, it's so pathetic that we're still dragging this issue all this way. But there's something I observed when this whole thing started. Wunmi was being supported in every angle. Everybody loves her. In fact, a lot of people were cursing Mohbad's father. They were really cursing, especially this guy was cursing Mohbad's father even till tomorrow. So they supported Wunmi. They never dragged her or anything. But as time goes on, when the results, whichever, didn't come out in time, and then Mohbad's dad went to Brekete, and they stated some things that, like, because I heard this, I think I watched the show when he said when Liam was born, the placenta wasn't given to him, and things like that. And then since then he started suspecting, was he the owner of the was his son a real biological father, and things like that, so that he insisted for DNA. Well, to me, actually, I think I was one of those who were actually against the DNA. Why would you do DNA? For what reason? However, as time goes on, the DNA actually, it's not a bad thing to me, if I would say. I understand that that's a legal process you need to go through to be able to do the DNA, because the father who was supposed to be the only person who should ask for the DNA is no more. However, Mohbad's father, I would say, probably is not capable to get those terms ready. And just like somebody have just said, one man that you added said, Wunmi could just do the DNA test anywhere and just post it. Either you believe it or you don't believe it. It's your headache. Like, you could just do the DNA test and say, okay, this is my DNA, and that is it. And that this issue won't be, because it's a lot of stress for a 25-year-old girl with a 6-month-old baby. Like, I can't even relate. I can imagine what she's really going through. But if I were like, if I'm to say, I would just suggest that the DNA done. Nobody need to witness it. Just do it in your own private and then post it for the world. Because say this is Nigeria. I live in the UK, but I'm still in Nigeria, and we know how we operate. They just want to like Tenfree said, whatever they say yes is yes. Nobody wants to think, and it will save me a lot of stress. Just do the DNA and post it for the world to see. That's it. If they like, believe it. If they like, don't believe it. So it will save her a lot of stress while we are waiting for the real causes of Mohbad. You understand? So that's what I would say. But really, I want to again thank you guys and you ladies really for supporting Wunmi this much. And see, honestly, it's only God that can really reward you. Thank you very much for bringing this up. But
okay, guys, thank you so much. It's been wonderful hanging out with you. We'll continue to wait as the story evolves and develops. Thank you, and God bless you. Have a very lovely weekend.
Thank you. Bye, guys, and to
bye,
those
everyone.
In the comment section. Bye-bye. Thank you. Bye-bye.
If you're watching on TikTok, double click the screen.